and we can get back to this problem that we were working on. Okay, so we have done parts A and B, and part C says find the instantaneous velocity at the end of 60 seconds. So if we look at our graph, we now know it takes 51 seconds to get to the top. So 61 seconds would be maybe in this vicinity, and you know, it's going to be something somewhere around here. There will be a tangent line that looks like that. So we want to find that velocity, which means that our, you know, our final point has changed. So we cannot assume information that involved that final, such as the final velocity is 0, or delta x equals 12,755, or, you know, final time being 51 seconds. But we can still rely on this initial stuff because the acceleration never changes and the initial velocity is still the initial velocity because we're still kind of starting from the moment of launch. Having a little graph like this is kind of useful to help you, just help you visualize and get more, you know, more focus on what's going on. Okay, so for part C, we still know V initial equals 500 meters per second and A equals minus G. And now they have told us T equals 60 seconds. And we want to know, what was it, the velocity. So that would be V final equals question mark. And let's get our equations over here again. So when I look at this information translated in math and my equations, it's kind of clear that I want to use the second equation, at least to me. I mean, we're looking for V final, it appears here, and we know V initial, acceleration, and time. However, you could use equation number 3 and still get there. But I don't want to do that. It takes longer. But when you're doing homework, it's okay to take the false path because you still learn something that way. So we're going to try equation number 2, V final equals V initial plus acceleration times time. I think we're probably starting to get better at seeing, you know, more quickly what we know. We know the V initial, we know the acceleration, we know the time. And so we can just plug directly into that. We have 500 minus 9.8 times T. So that would be 500 minus 9.8 times 60. I get minus 88 meters per second. All right. Any questions about part C? Finally, part D says, when will its height be 10 kilometers? So for part D, again, we still know the initial stuff. V initial equals 500 meters per second. A equals minus G. But we don't know exactly when it's going to hit 5,000 or 10,000 meters. It goes up to 12,000 meters, so somewhere here there is 10 kilometers. And it looks like it's going to hit that height twice. So we're going to wind up with two answers. But what we know is delta x equals 10,000 meters. Starting to get a little bit of time lag on my screen again. Okay, so we do not know the final speed and we do not know the time. Okay, we're looking for time. It says, when does that happen? So if we look at our equations, I want an equation that has time, so that kind of excludes equation 3, unless I want to take a really weird route. Equation 2 looks good, but we don't know V final. Equation 1 includes delta x, which we know, so that seems like the one we should pick. Delta x equals the initial t plus 1/2 a t squared. Okay, I'm gonna just try to reset my monitor again because it's starting to act up. Give me a second, and if you're watching the video from home, you might just fast forward a minute or two. Okay. Should be ready in a second. Okay, I'm going to try something else. Okay, I'm just not sure why it is not working here. I can draw with my mouse. That is not very easy. Okay, well, maybe we'll give it a shot. Okay, so if we check out this equation, sorry about that delay. I don't know why. Probably have to reboot my computer. Okay, so we know the V initial, and we know delta x, and we know acceleration and time, and so we want to find the time. So does anyone have an idea how we would solve this equation for time if we know all of these other variables? Tommy?
You would use the quadratic form, right?
Exactly. So let's do it. We've got 10,000 equals 500t minus 4.9t squared. Okay, so we can see here our A, B, and C. Our A is equal to minus 4.9. Our B is 500, and our C, because we have to move this to the other side, becomes minus 1,000. So let's do this. Go ahead and try to work out the number for T on your own while I continue to try to fix my technological issue. And then I'll also work out the number and we'll compare. Did anybody get a number yet? As soon as you get a number, let me know. It's weird. It's letting me do it with my finger, but I can't do it with the pen for some reason. Okay, so we should get an answer in agreement with what the book gets. Two answers, 27 seconds and 75 seconds. Did anybody get those numbers?
That's what I got.
Okay, great. Sorry about these difficulties. This is what I'm going to do. We have one more problem in this chapter that I wanted to do today to help you prepare for your contest, and that's problem 3.35. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to release you in a few minutes and figure out my technology issues, and then I will upload into course content a video where I go over that problem, because I don't want to make you guys just sit there and wait while I draw with my finger on the computer. So let me say a few things about the contest, and then I'll release you a little bit early. So most of you have done your introduce yourself videos. There are 3 people in each class that have not done that yet. If you haven't done that yet, you have to do that before you take the contest. As you probably know, maybe those students aren't really in the class. I don't really know for sure. You should also make sure to try the Respondus Lockdown Browser quiz. Most of you are doing a good job on getting your name right, but most of you are getting your favorite color totally wrong. So I don't know what to do about that. But anyway, make sure you try that. Make sure it works, because if you can't do it today with that easy quiz, you're going to have real trouble tomorrow with the actual contest. Contest will become available. It will become visible at 11 o'clock in the exams folder under course content. I will be logged into Collaborate during the test time. So if you have any trouble, getting into the test, you can come in there and talk to me. And, I probably can't help that much, but I'll see what I can do. Then after you submit all of your answers, you'll see another item under course content that says exam chapter 2 work, and you're going to click that, and you're going to do a file. You won't be doing Respondus on that one. You'll do a file upload, and you'll have 15 minutes to upload pictures of your exam. I will put some guidelines for that upload, but if you can, there's 2 ways I'd like to see it, either as a zip file of JPEGs, that's what's easiest for me, or as a PDF file. So if you can upload it one of those 2 ways, I can import it into my whiteboard software and grade it and return it to you I'll put those guidelines there where you submit it. Does anyone have any questions about the contest before I release you? Haley?
I was just going to ask and see if anyone else had this issue, because I already have that Respondus software like downloaded from like my normal like university. So when I log on to it, it will just bring me to the Missouri State homepage. But since it's a lockdown browser, I can't like switch it. I didn't know if anybody else had to like use a different link to download it for this school or.
So there is a link under the Students tab on our Blackboard for Respondus Lockdown Browser. So did you try that link?
I haven't done it yet, because then when I Googled it, it was like you're going to have to delete the other software. But I'm also taking my classes through that university this summer. So I was like, oh, I'm going to call, I guess, today and see.
So maybe you can make another username on your computer and download it for that username.
Okay.
That might be a way to not have to delete it. I'm not sure, but yeah, calling them might also be a good idea. I haven't heard of that problem. Is anyone else having that problem? No? Okay. Well, let me know, what's going on with that as you find out information. Any other questions about the contest? Did someone just raise their hand?
Yeah, I did.
Okay, Grace.
So when I was doing like the test one, it has you like show your ID and take a picture. What ID do you want us to show? Like,
I mean, a driver's license would probably be best if you have that.
Driver's license. All right.
Yeah, it doesn't have to be an STLCC student ID for sure. Driver's license is definitely okay. That's probably my preferred one. Anyone, if you don't have a driver's license, maybe talk to me individually and we can see what else you have. It's a good question. Any other questions? Tommy?
The contest, I am little not understanding what is the contest.
It's a test.
Okay.
It's
for the respondents, right?
Right. Yeah. I call it a contest because it sounds nicer, but it's a test. It's an exam.
I did that yesterday. I think that's why I was having problems with it, and I
Yeah.
it's a download. So,
did you get it working eventually? I
Yeah.
haven't been able to check everybody's to see who's gotten that working. Okay, so that's it. You're going to do the same thing tomorrow at 11. You're going to log it, open up Respondus, and then you're going to go on Blackboard, and in the course content folder, there's a folder called exams. And you're going to go into that exams folder, and it will not be visible until 11 o'clock. But like sort of at 11 o'clock, it will become visible, and then you can open up that test and take it.
Okay. I know one of the other classmates. Okay, you said something about the ID. Now, I don't recall it showing the ID. I mean,
yeah, on Respondus, it's one of the prompts when you're turning it on. It's going to ask you to take a picture of yourself, and then it's going to ask you to show a picture of your ID and take a picture of that before you start the test.
Okay, cool. All right.
Okay. Any other questions?
I have one.
Elise? Yeah.
So is there a time slot we have to take it in, like 11 to 1?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, 11 to 1 for the first two contests, which are over one chapter only. And then after that, the contests are over more than one chapter each. And so you'll have from 11 until 2. But it will not take you all that time necessarily. I'm just giving a really big window just, because I don't want anyone to struggle with time. So a lot of people are going to finish it in half of that time. Okay, other questions? Isabel?
Is this calculator okay?
It's not a graphing calculator. Your picture is really small for me, so I can't.
Sorry, it's a TI 30XS.
Let me see it again. Yeah, I think that one's okay.
Awesome.
Yeah, I forgot to mention that. You need to, I'll put that in the instructions for the test too, but you need to show your calculator before you start as well. Okay, any other questions? All right, I will release you. I will, as soon as I can, I'll get, Haley is asking, will we need to show our blank paper as well? Yes. Yeah, I'll have instructions for all of that when you start the test. You need to show blank paper, your non-graphing calculator. It will ask you to show your ID and take a face pick, and you know, all of that is just to sort of try to create integrity of the test. Even though I know, like, your buddy who's an engineer is hiding behind the computer whispering stuff to you, but you know, I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. So anyway, trying to give you ideas. But yeah, so I'm going to go ahead and release you. I will try to get a video of that last problem up as soon as I figure out my technology issue. I will also be available through email and you know, can meet people and collaborate later today if anyone's having trouble. Isabel, did you just raise your hand?
No, I didn't. I think I forgot to lower it.
Oh, okay. Did someone raise their hand? No?
Yes, I did.
All right. Oh,
Professor.
okay, Tommy.
By me not having the book, you know, I had joined class Monday, and I have sent out for my book, so I haven't had the opportunity to do the homework. Only thing I have had the opportunity to do is what we have done for us class-wise. So,
Mhm.
is there something you can send me that I can work on so I can?
Yeah, I'll send you some pics of some pages so you can do some work.
Okay, I appreciate it.
Sure. Anyone else in that same boat? Okay, so I'll go ahead, and if you don't have questions, I'll say goodbye. If you have questions, you can stick around. Sorry for the technical difficulties today, but have a good afternoon, and just contact me today if you need to meet for questions, or you know, send me email questions. All right, thank you. See you later. Okay, so Tommy, you had a question about what was your about the first problem we did?